my task in the next couple of minutes, and I will probably be returning some of your time to you. I'm going to share my screen, is to summarize today. And I thought that it would be a very difficult task. Whoops. But it ends up to be a simpler task by far, because there was a unifying theme in our several sessions today, that there are divides within this workforce. We began by talking about one divide between gig or non-traditional workers and those hired in traditional ways. And we saw the consequences in terms of the impacts on their economic well-being, and then their some mental health issues, and also in their risks for future health problems coming back. We then saw that there's a divide between the administrative part of the education sector versus those who teach, do research, and support those two activities day by day. And we saw that the administrative part of the sector is growing to the exclusion in some ways of those who teach, research, do research, support those activities. And we can discuss at great length why that's happening, whether it's the demands of the regulatory system in this country, or it's just people who are white-collar workers expanding and protecting their turf against others. And then we just heard the healthcare workforce that's divided by the kind of setting, people who work in hospitals, ambulatory, and long-term care, by the type of professionals, and they're not equally distributed throughout those sectors, and by race, ethnicity, age, gender, and nativity status of workers. And those correlate very much with the kinds of settings and the kinds of professionals that the workers are. So right before we resumed in the afternoon on the music play that we've put together, Joan Baez did her stirring rendition of Joe Hill. And I think the theme from that song and the theme from today's most inspiring sessions is that these divides often work against the welfare of the American workforce and get in the way of our putting in the kind of regulatory and system that would solve some of the problems of the American workers. But we heard strongly from the workers who spoke today about what some of these impacts are on their day-to-day basis. And with that, we'll close today's session, and we will move to tomorrow, where we will begin promptly again at 9 o'clock. So I thank you for your attention. The attention of the audience was quite amazing, and we look forward to the second day of our conference tomorrow. And with that, you've been returned 10 minutes to your day. Thank you.